Good morning, class. I've been getting enough emails now and enough discussion questions about writing and writing length and how many papers and essays and such. So I thought it would be easier for me to address that in a video here in the news feed than to just, as I've been doing, writing to everybody in individual responses. The level of writing I've found in the course of my teaching career, and I've been teaching college level since 1991, the level of writing has consistently gone down. That's not your fault. That's the educational system's fault. It's technology's fault. You know, we live in a world of tweeting and texting and emailing, and people thinking that that's communicative. And people thinking that that's writing because they're typing letters into sentences, mostly sentences. Am I a little jaded? Yes, I am, absolutely. I was raised in a time where you actually had to type on a typing machine. Deleting didn't exist. You had to use whiteout. So if I sound like an old fart, I apologize for that. However, writing well is one of the few skills that, if you can do it, will benefit you for the rest of your life in any job you work at. Having the skills of tweeting and texting in today's modern social media environment, absolutely required. However, being able to do more, to write better, to write more clearly, more experientially, is something that will put you above the rest. So use this class as a means to practice. I can't grade you on your writing in the large context. I do grade you on your writing. If you're misspelling or your grammar is terrible or your essay structure is bad, I will grade you down for that, absolutely. But in terms of the larger thing of being able to have an absolutely whiz-bangly written article each time you do it, no, I'm not worried about that. But the basics you got to have. Now, writing about one's feelings, one's experiences of art, that is a problem for everybody. Look at how difficult it is for people to talk about their feelings in general, to have a conversation with another person about, I feel and this made me feel, or I experienced this. If you ask yourself, I'd imagine that most of you are going, wait, what? I say what? I'm supposed to talk about what? My wife and I, through our years together, have come to an understanding that basically all people really want is to be fully seen and fully heard. That's about it. And that's the simplest way to put it. The best way to be fully seen and fully heard is to be able to be fully clear in your languaging. Writing is a great way to practice that. And the reason I say that is because when we talk, we self-edit all the time. We say something like, when I looked at the painting, I felt like there was an itch in the back of my throat, and I didn't understand that, because why would it be in the back of my throat? Because I was looking at a painting. And then I said, wait, no, that's not what I mean. It wasn't really a thing in the back of my throat, an itch. It was similar to when I want to throw up. And what's that word for that? That's nauseous. Oh, when I looked at the painting, I felt nauseous. That's what I felt. I felt nauseous. That's when we speak. We self-edit, we self-correct, we go, wait, no, that wasn't right. Let me try and communicate it. When we're with particularly close friends or family who let us do that process, who give us time to figure out what it is we're saying, we end up feeling more seen and heard in our experience. Okay, and then we can also feel camaraderie, community, from that sense of saying, I felt nauseous, that's what I felt, and somebody else hearing you and going, oh my God, I didn't think about that, but I experienced nausea too. And that gives us validation for our experience. Now, how do you do this in writing? Write more. That's it. Write more. There's a book called The Artist's Way, which came out back when I was just getting out of graduate school. And one of the exercises in that is called the daily pages. And you're supposed to write for 45 minutes without letting your pencil stop. And I would have my acting students do this. And they hated it. I mean, hated it. I think maybe 1 in 10 students loved it. But everybody got something out of it. Universally, 100% of the people, by the end of the semester of having to do these pages, every day, mind you, and they were graded on it, they all had the experience of being able to flow in their communication better, which is basically a better sense of self. So here's what I suggest you do for this class. For every assignment, every time you're planning to put fingers to keyboard, plan on putting 1,000 words into the computer. If you're going to respond to somebody, use 1,000 words. If you're going to do an initial post in a discussion, use 1,000 words. That's as a bare minimum. Go more if you can. You can always cut later. And I know some of you are thinking, maybe all of you are thinking, I don't have time for that. My God, that's 1,000 words. Jesus, what do you want me to do, man? Well, what I want you to do is learn how to communicate. That's all. And you need more words to do that. When we write, it's kind of like talking, but we're editing in a way where we're cutting back. We're not self-correcting. We're not adding to. Notice in my verbal example, I didn't delete what I had said before. It was still out there. It had been seen and heard. And in the seeing and the hearing, I was able to see it and hear it myself, not judge it, and correct it. In writing, it's very common for people to try to write exactly to the assignment, to write correctly, to write the right thing, right? It's very common. We've all got time. We've got limited time, right? See, I'm doing it now. I'm self-correcting as I verbally talk to you. Excuse me. We all have limited time. And so we feel like 1,000 words is a lot, all right? But remember, that's a goal. I'm telling you right now, in this class, learning to use more words will help your grade because you will start to hammer out closer and closer to the actual thing you're trying to say. Some of you may be able to say it very quickly, very succinctly, and very accurately. Great. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the vast majority of us who need to learn how to communicate what's in here onto the page. And the only way, literally the only way in 30 years of teaching that I found to do that is to get people to write more. Okay? So take that in, do what you will with it. The first discussion was a gimme grade, as I've stated elsewhere. So you all got full marks for it. All right? You did not all do full marks worth of work. All right? Some of you did. I didn't tell those of you who didn't that you didn't. But based on this video, I'm sure many of you know, oh, I didn't write anywhere near enough. Okay? So, yeah, do your best moving forward to write more. More. Okay? Email me with any questions. We're into week 2, so putting it in the Ask Your Instructor folder is going to be a little time inefficient. Just go straight to the horse's mouth. If it's something that I think the whole class needs to read, I will do a video post or I'll do a newsfeed post in text so everyone can hear about it. Okay? All right. Keep in touch.